Hey there, fellow bookworms. Whether you're joining us for the first time or you're a returning friend, welcome back to our cozy corner of the internet, where we dive into the latest and greatest in the world of literature. Today is an extra special day because we're bringing you a fresh lineup of brand new releases hot off the press. That's right, these books have just hit the shelves today, and we couldn't be more excited to share them with you. So, if you're ready to be among the first to discover these literary gems, grab your favorite blanket, settle in, and let's explore together. 3-Inch Teeth, a Joe Pickett novel by C.J. Box. Wandering Stars by Tommy Orange. After Annie by Anna Quindlen. A Fate Inked in Blood, Book 1 of the Saga of the Unfated by Danielle L. Jensen. Green Dot by Madeleine Gray. My Name Was Eden by Eleanor Barker White. Normal Women, 900 Years of Making History by Philippa Gregory. The Other Valley by Scott Alexander Howard. The Painter's Daughters by Emily Howes. The Rumor Game by Thomas Mullen. 3-Inch Teeth, a Joe Pickett novel by C.J. Box. Genres: mystery, thriller. A rogue grizzly bear has gone on a rampage, killing, among others, the potential fiancé of Joe Pickett's daughter. At the same time, Dallas Cates, who Joe helped lock up years ago, is released from prison with a special list tattooed on his skin. He wants revenge on the people who sent him away, the 6 people he blames for the deaths of his entire family and the loss of his reputation and property. Using the grisly attacks as cover, Kate sets out to methodically check off his list. The problem is, both Nate Romanofsky and Joe Pickett are on it. Published by G.P. Putnam's Sons. Wandering Stars by Tommy Orange. Genres: fiction. Colorado, 1864. Star, a young survivor of the Sand Creek Massacre, is brought to the Fort Marion prison castle, where he is forced to learn English and practice Christianity by Richard Henry Pratt, an evangelical prison guard, who will go on to found the Carlisle Indian Industrial School, an institution dedicated to the eradication of Native history, culture and identity. A generation later, Star's son, Charles, is sent to the school, where he is brutalized by the man who was once his father's jailer. Under Pratt's harsh treatment, Charles clings to moments he shares with a young fellow student, Opal Viola, as the two envision a future away from the institutional violence that follows their bloodlines. Published by Knopf. After Annie by Anna Quindlen. Genres: fiction. When Annie Brown dies suddenly, her husband, children and closest friend are left to find a way forward without the woman who has been the linchpin of all their lives. Bill is overwhelmed without his beloved wife, and Anne-Marie wrestles with the bad habits her best friend had helped her overcome. And Allie, the eldest of Annie's children, has to grow up overnight, to care for her younger brothers and even her father, and to puzzle out for herself many of the mysteries of adult life. Over the course of the next year, what saves them all is Annie, ever present in their minds, loving but not sentimental, caring but nobody's fool, a voice in their heads that is funny, sharp and remarkably clear. The power she has given to those who loved her is the power to go on without her. The lesson they learn is that no one beloved is ever truly gone. Published by Random House. A Fate Inked in Blood, Book 1 of the Saga of the Unfated by Danielle L. Jensen. Genres: historical fantasy, romance. Bound in an unwanted marriage, Freya dreams of becoming a warrior. When her husband betrays her to the region's Jarl, she is involved in a fight to the death against his son, Bjorn. To survive, Freya is forced to reveal her deepest secret: she possesses a drop of a goddess's blood, which makes her a shield maiden with magic capable of repelling any attack. And it's been foretold that such magic will unite the fractured nation of Skalland beneath the one who controls the shield maiden's fate. Believing he's destined to rule Skaland as king, the fanatical Jarl binds Freya with a blood oath and orders Bjorn to protect her from their enemies. Desperate to prove her strength, Freya must train to fight and learn to control her magic, all while facing perilous tests set by the gods. The greatest test of all, however, may be resisting her forbidden attraction to Bjorn. Published by Del Rey. Green Dot by Madeleine Gray. Genres: fiction, humor. At 24, Hera is a clump of unmet potential. To her, the future is nothing but an exhausting thought exercise, one depressing hypothetical after another. She's sharp in more ways than one, adrift in her own smug malaise, until her new job moderating the comments section of an online news outlet, a role even more mind-numbing than it sounds, introduces her to Arthur, a middle-aged journalist. Though she's preferred women to men for years now, she soon finds herself falling into an all-consuming affair with him. She is coming apart with want and loving every second of it. Well, except for the tiny hiccup that Arthur has a wife, and she has no idea Hera exists. Published by Henry Holt and Company. My Name Was Eden by Eleanor Barker White. Genres: psychological thriller. When her daughter Eden came home from the hospital, Lucy was profoundly relieved. Eden had survived a drowning incident and had no apparent brain damage or serious injuries. Lucy fervently welcomed having a second chance at being the good mother she should have been before her teenager's accident. Until Eden tells her that Eden isn't her name. Until she starts calling herself Eli. The name Lucy had reserved for Eden's unborn twin. "Don't worry," says the doctor. "Eden is completely fine," says her husband. "Of course I'm fine," Eden says, with that strange new smile of hers. "I didn't die. I'm here." But Lucy knows something is very wrong with Eden. She's not her maddening, complicated teenage girl anymore. This even-tempered, steady-eyed child is someone else entirely. Eden, it seems, is the twin who disappeared. Published by William Morrow. Normal Women, 900 Years of Making History by Philippa Gregory. Genres: history. In this ambitious and groundbreaking book, Philippa Gregory tells the story of England over 900 years, for the very first time placing women, some 50% of the population, center stage. Using research skills honed in her work as one of our foremost historical novelists, Gregory trawled through court records, newspapers and journals to find highway women and beggars, murderers and brides, housewives and pirates, female husbands and hermits. The normal women you will meet in these pages went to war, plowed the fields, campaigned, wrote and loved. They rode in jousts, flew Spitfires, issued their own currency, and built ships, corn mills and houses. They committed crimes or treason, worshipped many gods, cooked and nursed, invented things and rioted. A lot. Published by Harper. 1. The Other Valley by Scott Alexander Howard. Genres: science fiction. 16-year-old Odile is vying for a coveted seat on the Conseil. If she earns the position, she'll decide who may cross her town's heavily guarded borders. On the other side, it's the same valley, the same town. Except to the east, the town is 20 years ahead in time. To the west, it's 20 years behind. The towns repeat in an endless sequence across the wilderness. When Odile recognizes two visitors she wasn't supposed to see, she realizes that the parents of her friend Edme have been escorted across the border from the future, on a morning tour, to view their son while he's still alive in Odile's present. Edme, the only person to truly see Odile, is about to die. Sworn to secrecy in order to preserve the timeline, Odile now becomes the Conseil's top candidate. Yet she finds herself drawing closer to the doomed boy, imperiling her entire future. Published by Artria Books. The Painter's Daughters by Emily Howes. Genres: historical fiction. Peggy and Molly Gainsborough, the daughters of one of England's most famous portrait artists of the 1700s, are best friends. From a young age, Molly periodically experiences bouts of mental confusion, even forgetting who she is, and Peggy instinctively knows she must help cover up her sister's condition. When the family moves to Bath, it's not so easy to hide Molly's slip-ups. There, the sisters are thrown into the whirlwind of polite society, where the codes of behavior are crystal clear. Molly dreams of a normal life but slides deeper and more publicly into her delusions. By now, Peggy knows the shadow of an asylum looms for women like Molly. But when Peggy unexpectedly falls in love with her father's friend, the charming composer Johann Fischer, the sisters' precarious situation is thrown catastrophically off course. Published by Simon & Schuster. The Rumour Game by Thomas Mullen. Genres: historical thriller. Reporter Anne Lemire writes The Rumour Clinic, a newspaper column that disproves the many harmful rumors floating around town, some of them spread by Axis spies and others just gossip mixed with fear and ignorance. Tired of chasing silly rumors about Rosie Riveter's safety on the job, she wants to write about something bigger. Special Agent Devon Mulvey, one of the few Catholics at the FBI, spends his weekdays preventing industrial sabotage and his Sundays spying on clerics with suspect loyalties, and he spends his evenings wooing the many lonely women whose husbands are off at war. When Anne's story about Nazi propaganda intersects with Devon's investigation into the death of a factory worker, the two are led down a dangerous trail of espionage, organized crime and domestic fascism. Published by Minotaur Books. And there you have it, booktubers. A whirlwind tour through some of the hottest releases in the literary world, fresh off the press. If any of these books have piqued your interest, you can find the links in the description below. Don't forget to show some love by hitting that like button, subscribing to our channel for more bookish content, and ringing the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest recommendations. Happy reading, and until next time, may your shelves be filled with adventures and your pages be brimming with magic.